Simon Jimenez on the call today. Going to be joined by Andrew Munn. 2 minutes before kick-off to have a look at the starting squads. All right, test 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Oh, we're sweet. All right, cool. All right, no worries. Might just be my mic location.
Unfortunately.
On the big games when they had it on the scaff side and we're in the stand side, you have to make sure what you're saying. Yeah. So that, what else? The worst one?
How are you? Are you cold or?
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in high levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Welcome to round 19 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. This afternoon, it's Adelaide Comets against FK Beograd. Before we talk more about this match, a quick look at the table before commencement of this round. And a three-way battle for top spot rages on, and it's West Torrens Bacalla back in top spot after just 1 week spent in third after recording a massive win last week. Metro Stars didn't manage to take any points home, so slipped into the second, while Adelaide City slipped into third after dropping points at home. 2 points currently separate first and third, but that's likely to change with City and Berks facing off as we speak. FK Beograd, Playford and Croydon round out the top six. All in finals contention, and further down, Comets continue the fight to clear the relegation zone with West Adelaide still a little bit close for comfort. We'll talk more about all the individual fixtures soon and touch on the live ladder too, but let's talk about these two lineups now. Adelaide Comets, 2 changes made by head coach Isaac Sesse. They missed out on claiming some valuable points last week, losing 1-0 to Campbelltown, and today in come Jake Porter and Cameron Hayes. Out come Marco Guerrera and Nicholas Konomopoulos. For FK Beograd, 2 changes made by head coach Adrian Deloya since last round's 2-0 loss to Adelaide United, which was their third match in 8 days. They've had some valuable rest this week though. And today in come Anthony Trimboli and Andoni Natsiopoulos. Out come Brandon Centifanti and Abu Hussein. Our officials today are Regis Kwefelek, Joseph Bachevsky, Mon Bahadur Kadkar, and it's Simon Jimenez keeping you company for the next 90 minutes of football, joined by Andrew Marvejo. Andrew, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm going very well. Looking forward to having you on this call. A little bit about your playing career. what was it, over a decade across Europe, Germany, Serbia, Netherlands. Did I miss
Montenegro.
any? Montenegro as well? Yeah.
For 12 years. Yeah, 12 years over there playing, obviously. Enjoyed my time, had a good career, enjoyed being able to live that professional football life, which I think most young footballers dream of. So it was definitely a great experience. Learned a lot as well, which helps me with my current job in coaching the next generation.
Yeah, so back for a couple of years now, still involved with Adelaide Comets as well as some other clubs and around the place as well. Enjoying that?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So when Isaac took over halfway through this year, he gave me a call to come and help him coach the first team here, and it's been really good. Been a really good experience to learn from him and join him, trying to help keep Comets in the league. And it's a great bunch of boys, great club to be at. So been enjoying my time.
Still, I guess it was a very rocky start to the year. So sort of by the time Isaac came in, it was already sort of pushing things uphill a little bit. But a few new players coming in. We can see them lining up now. Dakota Oxenham coming in goals. Marco Guerrero coming in from Para Hills as well. Any other players who are your ones to watch?
Young Giannakopoulos, who made his Comets debut. He did play a couple games for West Adelaide a couple years ago in the first team, but he's been in the reserves for the last 2 years now. He had a great game last week. Not an easy game at left back against Campbelltown with their forward lineup, and he starts again tonight, so he's definitely one to look out, not just for today but for the future.
That's maybe one of the exciting things when you get to the back end of the year, when players that maybe wouldn't have been backed in at the start of the year, or if things are really tight, that you do see other players start to get a bit of an opportunity. And when you do get that little shot, you got a bit of a sliver of a moment to show your quality, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. You got to take, when the opportunity comes, you got to take that chance, and he definitely did that last week, as have a few of the players that have come in since Isaac took over. So yeah, they've been really good, really impressive, and now it's just a matter of putting that consistency together more so than anything else.
I'm going to talk quickly now about the other two games that are already underway. So we had 2:30 kickoffs at both Adelaide City Park, where we got that top three clash between Adelaide City and West Orange Bacala. And Adelaide City find themselves 1-0 up at home against Berks. What's your read on that? Would you have expected Adelaide City to get up early, or a little bit surprising?
A bit of both, really. Adelaide City do have a very strong attack, a very strong team all across the park. But Bacala have shown, with the experience they have through their park, to be able to hold off those attacks and be quite strong and quite compact defensively and take advantage on the top end. So, but Adelaide City definitely know how to play. They got the quality and experience just to break down anything that comes at them, really.
Yeah, I think going into that one, in the back of my head, I didn't put any tips in, but I thought Adelaide City would be really tough to beat at home. I think there's been a little bit of inconsistency at times. Like, their quality is clear, but I think maybe their performances maybe aren't what they've expected. A couple opportunities, but I think for big games like this, you saw it with a 3-0 win at home against Metro Berks today. I think these are the sorts of games where they really turn up.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the push for the Australian Championship is where those players' mindsets probably are, and they know these big games, they're not just 3 points, it's a six-pointer game. So I think that extra little bit of motivation gets them going for these bigger games in the league.
I think so too. That's a good call, and I think that Australian Championship competition, Adelaide City need to be there, whether it's this year, next. A team of their calibre competing on the national stage in the past, they really need to be back there. And I think with the players they picked up in the off-season, that was sort of the goal. But we'll touch on that more a little bit later, because we've got kick-off about to happen here at LJ Hooker Island Sports Park. Comets will kick to the right of your screen. It's Mavlambalos that goes back, and the ball sent long by Luic. Konstantopoulos dispossessed quickly and gives it back to Niankuru. Trying to find Anthony Trimboli with that one. Doesn't quite get there, and he goes back to Natsiopoulos. Atkinson can't quite get past Minsung Park. We're going to have an early corner, and it'll be Konstantopoulos to take the right-footed in-swinger. Vaselli makes a little run to come in close. Looks like he'll let that go, though. Anthony Trimboli just trying to muscle his way front and centre of Dakota Oxenham at the moment as well. Regis Queflek just keeping a close eye on them too. Lands just over the head of Trimboli, and it looks like it was a punch from Oxenham that cleared it. And it looks like we're going to have a free kick now to FK Beograd. So Comets centre forward off that off kick-off in the middle is... Well, I was going to ask you, it's been a bit of a set-piece play for them, but I can't really ask that, can I?
No, not really.
Not a chance.
No, but they've got to be careful about how many free kicks they're giving it around, in and around the box and corners. I think set pieces are going to be a big thing, especially looking at the pitch today. A little bit of wind around as well, so not easy for the keepers to judge.
It's going to be Konstantopoulos called to the spot once again. 3-man wall for Comets just in front.
Eyes on Trim! Eyes on Trim!
Ends up dealt with by Comets, but will be there for FK Beograd to clean up and play it out from the back again. Here's Harrington. Konstantopoulos goes long along that right-hand side, but spills it to Comets, who are just fighting now to get it back under control. It's cleared and kept in. FK Beograd just applying that high pressure, and Trimboli just lurking there, making sure that Oxenham doesn't have too easy a day. One back by Falco. And it goes out for a Comets throw-in. What do you make of that early high pressure from FK Beograd?
Yeah, not surprised. They also want to win to consolidate a good finals position for themselves, so they're probably looking to get an early goal in. Like we said before the match, they've had a heavy couple weeks. This week a bit easier, but never easy to recover when you also got your own jobs, everything else during the day. So they're probably looking to get that early goal as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think with that last couple of weeks that they've had, it's insane. No one ever regrets going across to the national stage, but it certainly puts the pressure on these players. They had that midweek game, of course, against North Sunshine Eagles at home. Then, of course, came off the weekend clash, which they, of course, won in the Federation Cup final and had to back it up at home against Adelaide United last week. And I didn't catch that game, but I did catch that brace from Amlani Tatu, which we'll come back to in a second, as Konstantopoulos goes short to Baselli. None goes up, and eventually Comets clear. Did you catch that double from Amlani last week?
Yes, I did, and that just highlights the quality that he does have. For myself, I think he just needs to show it on a bit more of a regular basis in this league, and that will give the A-League coaches no other option but to play him and give him more A-League minutes. So if he can keep, and it doesn't have to be a wonder goal every week, that's not what I'm saying, just but that showing that quality week in, week out at that age is undeniable. So
Matsiopoulos able to get through traffic, but goes all the way back from Oxenham. He's been spending a lot of time in Comets' defensive half in the first couple of minutes. Going back to Amlani, as you said, his highlight reel, little snippets for that isn't a problem at all, is it? He's got so many great goals, and when he's on, he's really, really on. But you just have to show that quality week in, week out to make that A-League push. And this year might be his year.
I hope so for the kid. I hope it is his year this year, that where he can make that A-League push and really develop into the player that everyone knows he can be. I think he also has the confidence that he knows he can be that player. It's just about getting the consistency in this league also.
Maybe even in seeing some of those players that he looks up to, performing for the Socceroos internationally, as well as a little bit of something to spur him on too, thinking that that's something that he can do, because he's had the national. He's worn the Australian colours before.
Yeah, he just won it. Won the title with the under-19s a few weeks ago over in Indonesia, or they came second. I can't remember exactly, but that should be spurring him on to go and do more, achieve more.
Of course, Adelaide United youth have a Is it a away trip? I think it's actually a home game up at Mount Barker today against Lions. That one had the 3 o'clock kickoff as well, and we'll keep you up to date with that one through the afternoon. As sliding tackle wins it high up, but Erebon is just a couple of paces behind and not able to get to it ahead of Alex Woodlands. And now it's Comets' turn to press and just let FK Beograd feel some pressure.
Keep it tight for me.
None.
Keep it tight.
Goes to direct to Trimboli. One back by Comets, courtesy of Cameron Hayes. One of the 2 changes to come in for Comets today. We set it up the top. Him and Porter coming in for Marco Guerrera and Nicholas Economopoulos. Park. As Irabonnet goes down. You mentioned the 2:30 kickoffs this afternoon. The other one was Croydon FC and Campbelltown, and we're currently all locked up at that one there at Regency Park. First goal coming from Campbelltown in the 14th minute. Actually, no, that's not right. This is in a funny order. 8th minute goal came first from Croydon, and Campbelltown responded in the 14th. As Park tries to break through, but goes to ground with the help of Daniel Atkinson.
Not too early, not too early.
Porter. And it goes out. Looks like Comets are just starting to swing the momentum back in their favour a little bit over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, just starting to get a bit more control in their possession and being able to actually play a few passes, connect a few passes together and get Beograd running around a little bit, try to break their shape down.
Hayes. Luich now, a little slip. We mentioned the condition of the pitch. It's a little bit... It's not the worst one I've seen, to be honest. Some of the grass ones are always going to be a little bit iffy on a wet week like we've had, but I think it's held up not bad considering. I mean, you've been out there a little bit earlier today. How did you find it?
Yeah, it's definitely held up better than some other pitches have across the leagues, and that's 100%. But they definitely would have liked to hold up a bit better. But when you have lots of games and lots of both the men and women's teams on here over the course of the season, not easy to keep it maintained well. So,
yeah, I think all in all, though, considering we're in the West Parklands and the traffic it does have, it's not too bad, really.
No, definitely. They do a good job here.
No Frank Mitchell, home of FK Beograd. From the clips that I saw last week, that looked like it was quite choppy, of course, again, with that midweek game they had in the Australia Cup too. I think that might look a little bit worse for wear, and we know that happens a bit later in the year. Yeah,
well, speaking with a couple of the Beograd players before the game, they definitely said they'd rather play on this pitch than their home pitch at the moment. So,
flick over the top looking for Atkinson, but he's one of the Comets players that got to it first, but it does go the way of FK Beograd, and it's going to be Ethan Harrington to take. Finds Trimboli, who flicks it to the Nkuru. Goes to Falco. As well to get through traffic now with Konstantopoulos. Finds Baselli. Konstantopoulos still fighting to win it high, but it's cleared by Beograd. By Comets, rather. Bonner working now to try and get himself onto that loose ball, but on the back foot a little bit in that race for it. I was having a chat to one of the players for Heidelberg who, of course, played Cumberland in the Australia Cup game midweek as well, and we're talking a little bit about pitch quality. And in NPL Victoria, apparently all pitches are grass at top level there, but he was telling me it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, I think Adelaide City have it well done there because they got the turf pitch at the back, so most of the teams train and play on the turf, and it's really only the two first teams, men's and women's, that are able to use the main pitch, and I think that saves the pitch throughout the course of the season a lot more than having to have your 18s and resis both play on the main pitch as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a luxury that not all clubs have, unfortunately. Is
definitely.
Beograd win that back. It's Horiani that goes back to none. Trimboli. Flick to Konstantopoulos. Just a little bit loose with that touch and spills to Comets. Oxenham clears and goes long. Good. Slips it to Irabono. There's a runner in the middle in Jake Porter. Looks like it went over the top to Anthony Mavrolambalis, who sends it over the crossbar, and it will be a goal kick to FK Beograd. So Beograd fourth on the ladder at the moment, 9 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses, and 6 points behind Adelaide City, currently in third on the ladder. Although, as we said last score check, Adelaide City do find themselves in front of West Torrens Bacalla. We'll get another score check on that shortly, actually. Adelaide Comets, meanwhile, as we've said, in the relegation zone currently, just 3 wins, 4 draws, 11 losses, and they're 6 points behind West Adelaide, who are in 10th. Last week's game was one of those 6-pointers that we were talking about at the start, where a win against Campbelltown could have been pretty big for them.
Yeah, definitely. That would have been huge. Would have brought Campbelltown also right back into that relegation mix, as well as West Adelaide would have only been 3 points in goal difference, and with 4 games left, you're still looking at a high possibility of getting out of the relegation zone. Losing that game, and then also West Adelaide picking up a point against Sturt last week, definitely worked out in their favour.
It's brought up. Eventually the shot comes, but Tariani gets a defensive touch on it. Still not out of danger, though, completely, as Mavrolambalis fights for it. Goes to ground. Eventually it's dealt with for FK Beograd. Really culls the immediate risk as Giannakopoulos gets it, and the cross comes. And just nodded out by Ethan Harrington for a Comets goal kick, corner. Just checking those other scores. No changes yet as we approach half-time at Adelaide City Park against West Torrens Bacalla, still leading 1-0 and all locked up at Croydon FC. And the other thing I was going to touch on was talk about West Adelaide, because they're the nearest team to Comets at the moment. They got Metro Stars tonight, which they'll go in as the underdogs. Nice touch from Trimboli, but spills possession to Luic. Does well to get back there and dispossessed. So it's a little bit closer at the top this year. We mentioned West Adelaide and Metro Stars. We spoke about it a little bit earlier in terms of every point being critical, and in particular talking about West Adelaide and Adelaide City. Metro Stars, I think they probably locked it up about this time last year, but they're having a bit more of a fight of it this in 2026, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, which is good to see. The few of the teams in the league have kind of boosted and probably got their younger boys a bit more experience as well, so they can be a bit more competitive throughout the leagues. Look at, I think Bacalla have a really good mix of experience and youth there. A lot of boys making their debuts, or last year made their debuts, and stepping up more so into the first team this year. So I think that's the biggest key a lot of teams can probably take away from Bacalla, is if you get that mix of experience and youth right, you don't have to be taking all the best players in the league, but you can definitely compete to win the league.
And I think the two examples that we just mentioned, Metro Stars and Berks in particular, they haven't made big wholesale changes, just little ones. A couple players where you really need it, and for Berks it was, who did they bring in? Vidmar and Clark at the back, which have, really shored things up.
Yeah, definitely, and you look at the young boys, they've given opportunities too throughout the year. They've stepped up, scoring goals, making assists, making important plays. Young Everett, especially up top, coming on in the Australia Cup, scoring 2 goals, scoring to make it 2-1 against Comets, even coming off the bench to make it 2-1. Big impact players, and he was playing resis all last year. So I think if some clubs can really have trust in their youth and trust in their coaching to teach the youth, I think it can be a really big thing for the league as well as the clubs themselves.
Mavrolambalis going a run now, gets a little bit of support, and a cross comes in, but it's just all the way over the top. Maybe a little bit panicked in that instance, do you think?
Yeah, possibly a bit of panic, possibly a bit of a bit of a bobble as he's gone to cross it. Maybe didn't even have to rush it. Trust him, trust in yourself, go one-on-one with him, beat him, and put in a good cross down a little bit deeper towards the byline.
None. Toriani. one off Konstantopoulos. And Giannakopoulos, you mentioned him at the top, he's been active so far, and that time finds Mavrolambardos on his own.
Yeah, he's very active on and off the ball. He's always very active, always looking to get on it, but also a very good defender as well.
He's 21 years of age, or turning 21 this year. And, as you said, first senior start last week. So, as we said, when those opportunities come, you got to take them. We talk about youth. It's as well as having the skill, it's about your ability to deal with pressure as well, isn't it?
Definitely.
Konstantopoulos to take the throw in. And Falco goes back to Toriani. You mentioned the packed schedule for FK Beograd. That little run that they had, it was 3 games within 8 days. So,
including one that went to extra time.
Yeah, that's
Can't discount that true. Extra 30 minutes as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a couple of the players that are out today, maybe a little bit of an indication of some wary bodies, but we'll come back to that in a moment as Natsiopoulos finds Atkinson. And one by Park. The foul, though, goes to Comets.
Just could have played advantage there, I thought.
Yeah, there's a little bit of interaction between the Comets bench and our referee, Regis Quefalek. Just going back to that point that we made a moment with the schedule of FK Beograd, with a couple of changes that we've seen, maybe indicative of some tired bodies out there. Abu Hussein is on the bench, and Brandon Chensafanti not in the squad at all today. We see him spectating.
But again, that gives young players like PJ Palacios on the bench an opportunity to come in, and he was on the bench often and making many minutes when Natsiopoulos was making his comeback from his injury. Now that he's back, he's found himself in and out of the squad, but today again could be an opportunity for him.
Former Comets player, I believe, as well.
Yeah, definitely. Probably gives him a little bit of an extra edge.
He'll be just pestering Deloyer all day saying, put me on.
Yeah, probably already started during the week.
A couple of other potential debutants on the bench for FK Beograd as well. We've got Rafael Rostarola, who comes up from the 18s and reserves, and Alfie Marchbank. Probably less likely that we'll see Marchbank come on because he's reserve goalkeeper, but also coming in from the under-18 ranks. But again, some faith shown by the coach that they can do the job if called up. Sirabona has Toriani to get past, shoots, and that won't worry Alex Woodlands too much. Plays it out quickly to Natsiopoulos. Darting a little run through the middle from Frony and Kuru, but that ball over the top didn't come. None to Harrington. And Park just stalking Baselli and wins it back for Comets. Porter now trying to get past the Nkuru, and FK Beograd end up getting a throw-in out of all of that. Good to see Jake Porter back in the squad as well. He's sort of been in and out, and I guess last year his minutes were a little bit limited in a pretty stacked Metro Stars team as well.
Yeah, he's unfortunately suffered a couple minor injuries that have kept him out 4 weeks here, 5 weeks there throughout the year, so he hasn't really been able to get a clean run of game time throughout the year. For someone that's of his quality, you're hoping so, especially once they come out of the Adelaide United system. You want to see them kick on a little bit in the NPL and possibly keep kicking on their careers. But hopefully the injuries are behind him and he can have a good pre-season leading into next season as well.
Yeah, we talk about young players wanting to prove themselves. It's just going to be really tricky when you've got a bit of an injury run and there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Yeah, and there haven't even been injuries of his making. It's been someone's hit him and he's fractured a rib, and the other one someone's hit him and he's hurt his knee, and yeah.
Bit of a game of patience for the 20-year-old to get right, and yeah, we saw his quality. We saw him have a bit of an impact in the Australian Championship last year when We saw Metro Stars end up being pretty ravaged by injuries at one point, and I think he was playing beyond his years, to be honest.
Yeah, he's got the quality, especially look at his father and look what his dad's done. So he's probably been able to been brought up in a household that he's been able to learn from a young age certain parts of the game that many young kids probably don't have the privilege of being able to. So, and you see that in his game.
Even the sister as well. I've seen her come off the bench a couple of times for Comets. I think she usually starts in the reserve side, but I remember one game here where she scored a late brace. So yeah, the Porter family are all over this Comet side.
Yeah, they are. And obviously Joel being the women's coach, winning it last year, which was a great result for them. And looking good this year too.
Meanwhile, Luich does well to keep on his feet, but eventually he's surrounded by 3 players in white, and it's one back for FK Beograd as Vaselli goes to Atkinson. Even affair so far, I think it's fair to say. What are we about 22 minutes in on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Around 19 of the REA NPLSA. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with REA. Here's Harrington. Atkinson. He's back to Konstantopoulos. Winds up. Decides to take an extra touch as Good came in, and just complaining at the moment, Konstantopoulos, that he didn't win the foul, but the whistle has gone elsewhere for Good. Vaselli now going to have a couple words with Regis Quefalek as well. I'm sure he's probably pleading the case for that foul for Konstantopoulos.
Yeah, always the experienced players. They're the ones that know how to speak to the referee, keeping their emotions in check to avoid the yellow card, I guess.
He's very good for Vaselli at that. He's got a lot of character. Like, he doesn't mind opening his mouth, but he seems to just toe the line exactly how he needs to.
Yeah, I'd call it the Italian charm.
The Italian charm.
His accent, I think, gets him out of a few yellow cards.
Falco sends it forward, but Oxenham will take his time with this. Porter, but Harrington was there to put it out for a Comets throw-in. Dakota Oxenham's another big inclusion that's come in late in the season for Comets. I'd imagine someone of his maturity is maybe even a little bit more useful than just how good he is as a shot stopper.
Oh, 100%. Even his experience and his professionalism around the club. From the first training session, once training was finished, he grabbed all the younger goalkeepers and he said, no, we're going to be doing extra. And it was just catching balls at the hands, and that kind of experience and that professionalism is helpful for those younger players to realise what it takes to get to the next level. Obviously, coming from Melbourne City and playing there and training there every day, you see what you need to do to reach that.
Yeah, consistently driving that standard. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't want to talk too soon about next year, but a player of his standard, if Comets do go down, and you probably don't want to talk too much about that because we're not there yet, but what is going to be made of him. We've sort of seen him come in and out of the NPL, given his A-League shots as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have quite a few phone calls. There won't be a shortage of phone calls. Whether Comets stay in the league or not, I'm pretty sure he'll have many phone calls.
They've probably started already.
Yeah, probably.
Konstantopoulos to take this free. There's a two-man wall there, and a sea of white just waiting on the edge of that 6-yard box. Triboli trying to push through, but goes to ground. Looks like that'll go out over the other side. And it'll be a Comets throw-in. A reminder about who's taking the throw in there. It's been a Comets ball, but FK Beograd just didn't quite see that the same way.
As most opposition coaches don't.
I've got a bit of a theory. It's usually the harder they fight it. Maybe it's a bit of an indication of how convinced they are.
I like the theory.
Sort of one-on-one battle between Giannakopoulos and Konstantopoulos. Here's Cooper Nunn again. This is Niankuru. Toriani. Natsiopoulos. Been quite back and forth in this first half, I think, but at the moment it looks like FK Beograd just trying to slow down the tempo a little bit and play it on their terms. Toriani to Konstantopoulos, who was trying to slip that one through to Trimboli, but Comets saw it coming. Safe to say that neither of these teams are any sort of winning streak. The back-to-back losses for FK Beograd, including that one to Adelaide United Youth with the Australia Cup loss the week before. Of course, the last game before that was that extra time win against Cumberland United in a Federation Cup final, which I thought against a State League One, for a State League One club, Cumberland United really battled, especially with 10 men for a good portion of that. Did you catch that one?
Yeah, I did. They did very well. You're coming up against one of your top NPL Vic clubs there in Heidelberg. And they battled very well. They fought very well. Would have been nice for them to even push it to extra time or something if possible, but those two early goals from Heidelberg kind of set the tone, and I think they maybe even took the foot off the gas for a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was... I don't think it was even a minute in that first one was scored. I didn't actually catch it because I was working at the game, getting my notes together, and then all of a sudden they're celebrating a goal. So I think something like that against with a favoured team, as Heidelberg were absolutely the favourites going into that. It's always going to make it difficult. Then Heidelberg struck in the second as well, and I think there was a bit of a sense of putting it in cruise control a little bit from that point. But again, Cumberland showed that fight as they did in Beograd the week and a bit before.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what you expect from clubs, no matter where you're playing, the league you're playing in. That's the beauty of the Australia Cup. You never know if they had pinched a goal, what may have happened after that.
It's just scrambling a little bit to give themselves a little bit of space to play that out, and they eventually do. Now, Mavro Lombardos plays it to his left. The ball comes in, and I think again maybe you're just a little bit hurried or feeling presence from FK Beograd with that one.
Yeah, sometimes the option's there, but you're not set up to play the ball. Better off just keeping it, setting up again, and find the next space where to play that ball.
Falco wins it and wins the foul too. And Toriani goes to Nunn. Harrington goes back to Nunn again. I'll give you a little bit of a half-time update from the two games, and we haven't had any changes as of yet. So the 3 goals early across Adelaide City and West Torrens, Bacalla and Croydon and Campbelltown, and they'll come out for the second half. Adelaide City that 1-0 in front, and Croydon all locked up with Campbelltown. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of conversation about this foul, which will be paid the way of FK Beograd. Toriani spots Boselli on that left-hand side and eventually gets it via deflection from Park. Ball comes in over the top of everyone, landing at the feet of Thomas. Natsiopoulos fires Konstantopoulos wide. He's got Giannakopoulos to get past. Falco, sorry, that's Konstantopoulos again, having another little one-on-one battle, and eventually Comets break. Zirabona wins the foul. A little bit of a yelp as he went down, and Atkinson's just checking on him. Hopefully he's okay.
Tough character, Bonner.
He really is, isn't he? And it's when you see him next to some of these players, he's not the biggest individual, is he? But he's resilient.
100%. He's always one of the fittest, one of the strongest even. He doesn't look it, but he's very strong on the ball and off the ball as well, physically. So
28 years, well, either 28 or turning 28 this year. He's formerly played with Adelaide City, won the treble with them even. Been with the Comets now for a number of years. I guess his responsibilities changed a little bit this year compared to once past. He's been that star player bagging a lot of goals, and now maybe given I'm assuming here, given that role to be a bit of a leader with some of these young players.
Yeah, definitely. There was a good leadership group at the start of the year, obviously losing Matt Chandler halfway through as he went back home to pursue other opportunities. There still is a good leadership group leading these young players. You even look at the back line and Giannakopoulos, Hayes, Vatanos, they're all 18, 19, 20. So he definitely leads them both in his demeanour on the pitch and off the pitch.
Bardos gets a nice little rush touch there to Irabona, who is offside though. He had to scramble a little bit, Mavelin Bardos, there to just get a toe, and it wasn't an effective one, but Irabona was just straddling that line and must have just been caught over.
He was trying to stay onside. He held his run as much as possible.
Park goes up for that and looks like a trailing leg. Just caught Atkinson on the way through, but play continues. None. Like he had the sun in his eyes there, but he got the head to it. Almost snuck behind a shadow of a tree to get the second head to it. And that's Yopolis. That's the Nkuru, who's a little bit heavy on the touch, and Comets win it back. Here's another chance. Irabona making a run through the middle. Eventually to loose ball, that FK Beograd able to scoop up and start a counter. Baselli, as Mavelin Bardos gives chase, slides in but a little bit late. Here's Atkinson. Finds Baselli. Triboli wants it, gets it. Just trying to get past the defender, Cameron Hayes, who was battling it. The ball comes in from long range, but it won't trouble Dakota Oxenham. 43 minutes in now on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Nkuru slid in and claimed that, and into the foul as well. It's been a real competitive game so far.
It has been. It's been really well fought by both teams. Been a bit back and forth, bit stop-start at times, a lot of free kicks. But I think that's both teams just not wanting the other team to get a free run at goal, really.
I think overall pretty well-rounded performance by both sides, but anyone in particular sticking out for you?
Not really. Both teams are structured well, set up well. Everyone's probably putting in the correct shifts and doing what they need to do. So I'm just looking forward to seeing who can break the deadlock. And I think it might come down to a little bit of individuality to break it down.
May very well do, or even just, I guess there hasn't been any real clear opportunities presented either end. I can't really think back to any real challenging threats on goal that either Oxenham or Woodlands have had to dive for. So it might even be some scrappy moments that, you know, someone's able to have the streetwiseness and the nouts to really pounce on.
Yeah, definitely. Or even, as we said earlier in the game, a set piece might be the way to go in this game to get a 1-0 win.
Curly ball. It was Park that got an initial touch to it. Now it's with Irabona. Now it's Park. He looked like he might have been on for a wide run, but leaves it. And it'll be an FK Beograd goal kick.
Keep offering, yeah? Get on the ball. Come on.
So what do you think the messaging would be at halftime, given that, both these teams have been putting a bit of a shift and maybe it's just going to take that spark? Do you sort of stay consistent with what you're doing, or are you trying to get them to try something different?
I think both teams are going to want a little bit more control in the game. Neither team has really taken the game and said, this is ours to control and we're going to create the opportunities. As we said before, it's been a bit scrappy, bit of more transition type football. Win the ball and try to counter.
Here's Irabona. And it comes late in the first half. There's the celebration. And maybe that changes the conversation at halftime a little bit.
Definitely.
Well, it was scrappy. We thought it was likely going to be that, come down to some individual brilliance, and it was just that little fight. And, you even said before, neither team really trying to dominate things, and it was maybe FK Beograd not being structured enough, playing it out. Comets were right there to capitalise, and Irabona there to convert.
Yep.
Engages with the fans too. So there may not be much more to play in this half. Irabona, our first goal scorer of the match. All of a sudden changes the complexion of it when it's a pretty, been quite a deadlocked half, but that goal comes late.
Definitely changes the team talks at half time.
Bit of an update from elsewhere. Had 2 goals scored at Mount Barker by Sturt Lions away against Adelaide United Youth, so they're 23 minutes in. They had a bit of a delayed kick-off, as I understand. And Para Hills currently leading Playford 1-0.
There you go.
It's an interesting one. 42 minutes in, and Para Hills would love to get their fate's already decided for the year. They're going to be going down to State League 1, HPG home State League 1, but it'll be another team that's had a lot of young players come in and try to prove themselves. It'll be a big boost if they can get a win today against Playford City.
No, definitely with getting those young boys. You don't want to see them lose like last week, 11-0. It's demoralising for the younger boys coming in. Young under-18s goalkeeper steps up and has to face that onslaught. You definitely want to see him still competing and still doing well.
Selly just trying to let Hayes feel his pressure there. Well kept in by Giannakopoulos. Yeah, it was a tricky one to watch last week at Jack Smith Park when, I think initially it looked like Para Hills were holding on okay, and then just the goals started to come in quick succession. And I think to Para Hills' credit, the young team just managed to keep their head up for maybe until they're about 3 goals down, and from there it was just a really challenging day out. And I saw the week before it was a performance from the 18-year-old goalkeeper for Para Hills that he could be really proud of. Saved the pen. I thought he did really well, and it was just a hard day last week, and no fault of his own. The team weren't really set up to be able to get the better of a team like Berks, especially at home, because Jack Smith Park's been a bit of a fortress.
Yeah, even when you speak to other players around the league, they find it difficult to go to Jack Smith Park at the moment, especially on a Friday night. A lot of boys, even when Comets played there, were complaining that the pitch was a bit slippery. They weren't sure if every time they were going to pass the ball, if they were going to slip or not. Where Berks must be accustomed to it, and definitely making it a fortress this season.
Also heard the dimensions of Jack Smith seems to be something that comes up as well. So but to their credit, they've made themselves so hard to beat there. And one thing that I did find interesting was midway through the year was that Berks had played the other top 3 teams at the time, all at home, so still had the away trips to come, and Adelaide City was always going to be one of the big fixtures for them as well. And trailing 1-0 as we speak.
Yeah, I was speaking with Stav Galekis earlier in the year also, and obviously head coach, and he said one of the big things when he first came in back in 2-3 years ago now, when they were back in State League 1, that was one thing he really wanted to do, was make Jack Smith Park a fortress. He's like, if we play 11 games and we get 11 wins, that's already 33 points there. So it was one of the big things he really focused on, getting the boys' mindset on when every time they play at home.
Well, you mentioned that magic number 33, and FK Beograd are on 30 points at the moment with just 3 games to go after this and currently on 4th spot. So you're right, that's you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, and it can be a bit of an inhospitable place to go.
You know it's always going to be cold and windy.
It's always freezing, and to be honest, sometimes here it can be a little bit like that too, but Comets really haven't been able to make LJ Hookham Island Sports Park the fortress this year, but you know, that might be some of the messaging going forward and gearing up for next year, and whether it be in the NPL or State League 1, just to make here a very difficult place to come to, especially for those night games.
Yeah, definitely. I think that should be the key for a lot of teams, really. You train and play at your home ground more than anyone else, so if you can make that your own fortress, then you're not counting on away games that you have to win every away game. You can draw some. Yeah, you're not going to go on unbeaten all year, but if you can win the 11 games at home, you're in a really good spot for the rest of the year.
Trimboli trying to win it higher. I think I read the clock wrong just before, because we're still going. We've got a very convenient post in the way of the clock here, so I believe we're 42 minutes in. I apologise for misleading you earlier. Woodlands puts himself on the end of that, and Bono just pestering him, and now he has to get his skates on to pursue Ethan Harrington. It's Atkinson, he's helped to ground. Tsiopoulos. It's Toriani. Maselli sends it central, but goes over the head of Anthony Trimboli, who was waiting. A little bit of a frustrating year for Anthony Trimboli. You spoke about some of the players that are suffering injuries here and there. He's been in and out. Hasn't shown, I guess, well, it was part of last year where he was just incredible in front of goal. It looked like he couldn't miss, but he just hasn't had the consistency so far this year.
Yeah, most strikers and wingers, they'll tell you, they need the consistency just to find that rhythm in goals, so they're not overthinking it, or it should just be a natural thing. But you do also question how much do they do outside of their own trainings, or even finishing practice at trainings. I know many teams don't do a lot of finishing practice at training anymore these days, which I find absolutely bizarre, because strikers and wingers, they've got to be confident and comfortable in front of goals when they get there to take their chances.
Whistle goes, and Regis Kwefleck has just called it back to where Adelaide Nirabonna's on the ground. It's a little bit concerning that Trainer's been called on, and Nirabonna looks to be in a spot of pain here.
Is he struggling to breathe? Is that what we're hearing?
I just took the headphones off there. I think not too sure. We might listen in here for a little bit and try to get you an update as soon as we can. We're pretty close to a half-time break. I'm imagining that Nirabonna will probably be, if he's not subbed off, at least be not taking any further part in this half. gone back to watch the collision, and
it's a heavy knee to the back, right above, right to the lower back. That's a painful one, 100%.
yeah, it looked like initially the treatment was coming to his lower back. So
he's not one to stay down, Aladdin Irabona. So when he stays down, you know it's something.
The good news is he's to his feet, and although I think that was probably a very, very painful one, if the physical knock is the worst of it, then he's probably got away from that all right.
Yeah.
Going to take a moment to...
Probably fortunate that half-time's coming very shortly, giving him a bit of an extra 10-15 minutes to get moving.
Breathe in.
He hasn't even come off the sideline. He's walking it off at the moment. Park, meanwhile, attacking for Comets.
He has gone back down on the ground there, Irabona.
Lombardos senses the area from distance. And the whistle does go. And it looks like he'll be coming off now for sure. Yeah. So maybe a little bit worse than initially thought. That speaks to his toughness, doesn't it?
Definitely. Then Regis has just called for the stretcher there. So. And the Comets bench is calling for another player to come back, to start to get stripped and to come on. So. Young Spadavecchia.
So the stretchers just coming out now. I imagine we're probably going to see half-time called momentarily here, and Regis Queflex just trying to get the stretch to hurry along.
Yep.
Well, again, if you want to go back in to see the collision, you can do that on FSA Leagues. Just rewind a little bit to catch that, but everyone wanted to continue, but it looks like no choice but to come off now. Just while he is removed, we'll quickly go through the other games that are happening at the moment, and not a lot of update for me to give you, to be honest. Actually, here's a big one potentially from Regency Park. Red has been shown in the 54th minute for Campbelltown, so they'll be reduced to 10 men, but currently locked up 1-1 in that one. Adelaide City still leading 1-0 against West Torrens Bacala after their 15th minute goal. Sturt Lions 2-0 up in the 35th against Adelaide United Youth, and Para Hills go to the break 1-0 up. If he's just joined us here, everyone involved with a collision right in front of our camera position, and went to ground in a good deal of pain, and took a couple of minutes to try walk it off, but now he's being stretched off. So a little bit of chatter from the Comets bench saying to call half time, and Regis Queflex was trying to hurry on the team with the stretcher before, but I wouldn't mind seeing half-time at this point, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Hopefully, Irabona will be all right. So. Still 2.5 minutes was the call from the referee.
Right. Interesting. Comets were just about on goal a moment ago as it was happening, so it was a little bit interesting because Irabona had gone to ground. Meanwhile, they were attacking. There was a bit of a call, guessing from the FK Beograd players, saying to
yeah, Natsiopoulos grabbed the second ball and he called it. Nice display of sportsmanship there from the Beograd captain.
It's going to be a drop ball just in front of Alex Woodlands.
And now young Spadavecchia has come on as well, in place of Irabona.
Kuru. Good comes in. Just been caught by Quiflek there and gives away the foul. Tsiopoulos to Toriani. Back to Nunn.
Go, let's go, let's go!
Maybe a critical little moment here for both teams just after that interruption.
Come on, Beograd, come on!
Maybe about 5 minutes all in stoppage there, and a little bit of a moment to cool down, and they're just going to be really wary here because it's just the sort of stoppage that can really disrupt the momentum and make either team susceptible. Konstantopoulos to take the corner again. Trimboli right in front of Oxenham, who dove, but I believe came off the go out. Either way, it's going to be a...
No, he's given the foul against Trimboli. He's given the foul against Trimboli. Must have seen something.
Yeah, well, Trimboli did go right in front of Oxenham there. Oxenham was making himself quite big there, just trying to command the area. And
Go, Trim, let's be ready! All the way, Trim!
now back in play.
Push on front! Go! Go!
Park.
Yes!
Forward by Nunn. Trimboli now to tries in that from Luic. Beograd do win it. Here's Ninkuru. Konstantopoulos with a shot, and this goes beyond that far post. We said it a moment ago, these moments are really dangerous, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Just winning that ball in the middle of the park and that quick transition, similar to the way Comets scored. So
it's a time where both teams just got to really concentrate and see it through to half time. Regis Quiflek, our referee's just checked his watch. Comes it forward. He's got the whistle at his lips, and there it goes. So half-time at LJ Hooker Myland Sports Park. That one goal coming from Adelaide Comets late in the half after a pretty equally matched game. And of course, after that, Lat Mirabona being removed from the pitch and take no further part in this game. If we can, we'll get you an update during that one. But both teams will take a moment now to take stock of the first half and come out for the second. We'll take a quick break now and we'll catch you again shortly. Yeah, it sounded like he was losing all the crying. That's what I thought. Then he rolled over and looked like he was looking at his arm.
But he's getting work done on it. I think it's a little bit of everything. Knee here, land on his, maybe land in that way, so it's a little bit there, a little bit here.
Yeah, that looked very close, that one. They just need to...
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Introducing Carl's Jr. Star Boxes for taste and value that's out of this world. Choose a tasty ranch, original, Santa Fe or barbecue double cheeseburger and grab a small fries, all for only $6.95. Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
FM.
Where are we going?
There are so many career paths with SAPOL, from operations to CSI. You could walk the beat or work somewhere a little quieter. If you want to make a difference, there's a career at SAPOL for you.
Hey, it's going to be all right.
Call up the search.
Find where you belong in blue. Search SAPOL Careers.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
And that's in! Diamantis half us off his line. And he makes him pay.
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in higher levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you'll surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
Introducing Carl's Jr. Star Boxes for taste and value that's out of this world. Choose a tasty ranch, original, Santa Fe or barbecue double cheeseburger and grab a small fries, all for only $6.95. Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure now in place, there's become a better level, and with a better level there's been higher intensity within our sessions, and that's allowed for greater development in terms of a player technically, tactically, and that's given them the best chance to keep improving their game.
Yeah, look, I think there's certainly brought around a lot of excitement to the club on YCC Day. The club's buzzing, a lot of the parents and players really enjoy seeing the kids play and what is really now an elite pathway in junior football in our state.
Something that resonated with me right on the onset was about connecting a budding footballer with the right coach with the right club, and the right club being part of the right football environment. So the YCC tells me that this has been a fantastic implementation by Football South Australia.
Still in the box, and it's another goal!
Go.
Yep. Looks like Comets are going to be preparing a sub as well. Marco Guerrera stepping Standing nearby, he's still got the jacket on, so maybe not just yet. Flag goes up to be a ball for Comets, now kicking from right to left. Probably a good time to have a look at the other games as well and give you a quick update from what's happening elsewhere. We mentioned before half-time that Campbelltown were reduced to 10 men, but they have scored to put themselves in front, and it's now in the 83rd minute, and the visitors Campbelltown lead Croydon 2-1. Still 1-0 at Adelaide City Park, where they're hosting West Torrens Bacalla. It's 2-1 the way of Sturt Lions at Mount Barker against Adelaide United Youth, and all tied up now at Para Hills against Playford City.
Porter's down, taking a heavy knock as well.
Fortunately, he's got up again quickly. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit at half-time about that one that Irabona copped. It was a strange one because it sounded like he had some difficulty breathing, so he first said, could it be a rib thing? Looked from the initial contact like there was a knee in his back and he was getting that worked on, and at one point he rolled over and was looking at his wrist. It was just all round a bit of a tough one. Side shot from Good. Eventually it's cleared.
Can't let that bounce there.
Only fighting now, and it's one back by Matnos. Regis Quiflek quickly gets himself involved with that because Roselli turned around with a bit of a mean look on his face, didn't he?
Yeah, that Italian charm had disappeared.
Teopoulos. Kuru is possessed by Park. Now decides to run for it. Eventually goes to ground. Good challenge from Konstantopoulos. Still in possession though, Comets, and would have managed to shake free, and Ian Kuru now comes in. Still haven't dealt with it though, FK Beograd. Mavelin Bardos. Goes to Luic, back to Mavelin Bardos. It's at central, but Toriani's there. Going back the other way. Only momentarily though. Comets back in possession. Spadavecchia, the sub, goes to ground. We mentioned at half-time that neither team has really put themselves in control of this affair so far, but I guess in the first half, FK Beograd maybe looking second best at this very early stage.
Yeah, Comets have come out not willing to sit back on that 1-0 lead. Obviously, they've let go of a few leads, one against Bacalla when they went in 1-0, lost 4-1 against Playford. They went in at 2-0, drew 2-2, so hopefully learning from their mistakes and not going to sit back on their laurels.
Lavalos now wearing the captain's armband, whipped it in, and now it's whipped back in by Comets, but none will clear. Only his father was Thomas, and now Comets are back on for another chance. A slip from Nunn, centred, and opportunity missed from Jake Porter. Yeah, we've seen some real intensity from Comets coming out for this second half. And it looks like they're already forced into that one change at just before half-time, and I was about to say we're going to see another one. No, we have got a player emerge. We had two players at the ready, but they went to sit down, maybe just trying to escape the cold for a little bit now. They haven't got the tracksuits on. Economopoulos and Guerrero was the other player that was at his feet at the moment ago. So I imagine it'll be those two. Park with Lee Atkinson at his back. Atkinson goes down. Play continues. It's now. An unfortunate touch, or maybe it was fortunate by Good in the end, because still in possession, Comets. Battling to get beyond Nunn, and the cross comes and missed. Right of the post from Oops, Spadavecchia, we looked like a miss from straight in the front moments ago, and that one's probably a little bit worse, I think.
Yeah, great work by Porter down that right-hand side to get past none and put in a great ball across.
Well, it did look at one stage like we were going to go into the break all even, but it could have very easily been 2-0 at a couple of different occasions. Audience now scrambles to get to this. Disposes of it pretty quickly, and we got good fighting to win it back high. All of a sudden, FK Beograd are just looking slightly rattled, perhaps. Bardos wanting to win that. Konstantopoulos chooses to retreat. Here's Harrington. Finds Falco.
Let's go, Phil, let's go, let's go!
Trimboli has Hayes fighting for it, and eventually it goes out for an FK Beograd throw-in. Harrington will take it. Niankuru dispossessed by Revel Bardos, who does brilliantly well, except for that last touch, which falls to the feet of Toriani. It's Natsiopoulos. Falco not decisive enough with his touch there, and looked like for a moment there Comets might have been on, but back with FK Beograd now. Sort of back to that 50-50 situation, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. Actually looks like Beograd have changed formation. Falco is a bit higher with Harrington behind him now. It's gone to almost a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 with Atkinson and Falco both playing high and a nice three at the back. Harrington, Toriani and Nunn. So maybe just trying to get used to that tactical switch by Deloyer at half-time.
Yeah, possibly. It's interesting because the first thing I thought coming out for the second half, it seems like a bit of a rise in intensity from Comets, but I guess from Beograd's point of view, they've sort of lifted the aggression, but formation-wise,
yeah.
Falco sends it central and falls straight to the hands of Oxenham. Might be in for a very fiery next 35 minutes or so, I think, the way we're going.
It's looking like it. It's definitely picked up the intensity from the first half. Both teams have come out with a bit more oomph.
Konstantopoulos finds Baselli. Trimboli now, and he hits the post. So we've seen some... Well, we said the first half there weren't actually a lot of shots on target, but that's counted about the third there.
Yeah, that's 2 for Comets and 1 for Beograd already in this second half. It hasn't even been 10 minutes, so definitely a lot more attacking intent from both teams.
Now we're seeing Oxenham just take a moment here before eventually going long to good. Comes off the shoulder to Natsiopoulos. And Konstantopoulos to Baselli. Got Trimboli in the middle, but there's traffic in the way, and it's cleared by Comets. Falco now. And back by Comets. Giannakopoulos. Goes to Thomas, who manages to get past 2 players, but Nun's there to pick up the crumbs. Baselli now. Giannakopoulos, who slid in, but Baselli kept possession. Luic clears. And it's Mavro Bardos back to Park. Now a chance for Comets to come back on the attack. Thomas. Toriani comes in trying to win that back. And the calls just come from Isaac Sesse that they will be making a change, and Cameron Carlton looks like he may be entering the chat. Carlton and Economopoulos. God, I stuffed it up. Economopoulos. And it's going to be Sebastian Good that makes way, along with Jake Porter. A bit of an interesting change that. I thought those two players had a little bit of involvement over the first 10 minutes or so of that half, but...
Yeah, Porter's still coming back from injury, I guess. Obviously first start back, so might just be feeling the intensity a bit.
Maybe just one of those decisions made early on that its time would be limited as Nkuru comes forward and Barlos wins it back. Nkuru.
Forward!
It'll be a FK Beograd throw in eventually. After a little bit of discussion. No, it won't.
No,
I won't know until it's taken.
Comets
throw in. Giannakopoulos does well to eventually get that under control. Now a chance for Comets. And it's a shot that seemed to have taken a deflection on the way in from Cameron Carlton and quickly put back into play for FK Beograd to try rebound. They decide to retreat. Here's Toriani. Oxenham had to do a bit of a back bend to try to make sure he was...
I think the wind caught him out a little bit.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it looked like it came and then maybe misjudged it with the wind.
It was a little bit of a dance move, whatever it was.
Yeah. It is swirling around a bit out there at the moment, so...
Nkuru dispossessed by Mavropanos, so I've got to say he's been pretty prolific in this last 10 minutes. Giannakopoulos to Hayes. A bit of a miscommunication, but dealt with. Luic, a little bit of a slip from Konstantopoulos in the background there. We saw probably a similar spot actually from Andoni Natsiopoulos, went to ground, he wound up for a big kick and had a bit of an unfortunate slip. So I wonder if as this game goes on a little bit, maybe the pitch is becoming a little bit more inhospitable.
Yeah, especially with the two games before it. I probably chewed it up, a little bit of rain this morning. Obviously the grass holds a bit, so...
You mentioned the wind swirling, and I think it's even gotten a little bit worse over the last minute or so. It's
definitely picked up since the first half, that's for sure.
Mavropanos again. There's Spanovecchia. Back to Mavropanos. Spanovecchia to get his skates on to get to this, but it goes out for a goal kick. We are 59 minutes gone on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Round 19, of course, of the RE8 National Premier League South Australia. Chat to a local who backed you and your team. It's better to be a member with RE8. Falco was about to get ready to create a bit of a leading run there, but comes back. This pace of this match has just really lifted, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's been good from both sides.
Natsiopoulos was looking for Falco there, but Comets win it back. Giannakopoulos finds Luic. And it's sent forward for Woodlands to get play back underway quickly.
Slowed down a bit since the beginning of the half. I think both teams have now settled back into a rhythm, trying to gain that control again in possession.
Just bringing up the live ladder to have a bit of a look, because it's still a battle for Comets to get back into that, out of that relegation zone. But West Adelaide will go into their match tonight against Metro Stars as underdogs, and 3 points will be absolutely huge, and it'll just keep them within range, and be a massive mental boost, I guess, as well. Natsiopoulos asking for options, and eventually spills it to Comets before it's given over back to Beograd.
Yeah, just got to have a little bit more composure, Comets, at the moment when they win the ball. So everything's a little bit too rushed at the moment.
Falco finds Konstantopoulos. Falco again goes down with a hand over the shoulder. Finally got the standings in front of me, despite a bit of a fight with the phone. So if Adelaide Comets do pick up all three this afternoon, they'll be on 16 points. West Adelaide, before commencement of their game tonight, on 19. So just looking at the games coming up, still an away one against Sturt next week for Comets, home against Metro Stars in round 21, and away in round 22 against Para Hills. So it's 3 points would just be massive. Just mean it's right back on the fight to stay afloat, I think.
Definitely, and Beograd are just preparing two players on the bench at the moment, both Hussein and Palacios, the former Comets player himself. So
we mentioned Peter Palacios before, just 18 years of age, and how he might have been pestering Adrian Deloy just to make sure that he does get some minutes against his former club.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely brings that energy and dynamism to midfield that I think Beograd have been lacking a little bit actually this half, which isn't something you normally associate with their midfield, with Neon Curie and Natsiopoulos in there. So
Falco got a head to it, but it's dealt with and put out by Luic. And here's going to be that. No, it's not a change, it's a spare ball.
Yeah.
Luckily, someone's opened up the fence so they don't have to take the big trip around, which I appreciated this morning on the walk from the car.
They didn't save you a car park out the front?
Nah, I've got to find out who I'm going to call to arrange my special reserve park. Konstantopoulos to take again, as he has all afternoon. Falco presenting as a near option, but looks like he'll send it in. Felt just a little bit shy though. Sally puts it out, and it will be now a goal kick to Comets. And there's a second ball to pick up from outside, and we got that change coming now. As you said, Hussein and Palacios. Natsiopoulos has been called to the bench, and I imagine similar to Jake Porter, it's probably a little bit of a management thing, because he hasn't been playing 90 minutes on too many occasions. And Anthony Trimboli, the other player who's sort of been in and out with injury a little bit, calling it a day at 64th minute mark. So what do you make of this change? We know saying we've seen plenty of him. He's got some rapid pace, so he's going to be adding that to the attack. But talk a little bit about Peter Palacios. He slipped into that sort of centre mid role alongside Nian Kuru.
Yeah, very similar to Neon Curie, just a bit younger really. He's got that dynamism, that energy, doesn't mind putting in a tackle or two, and he's got a good range of passing when he has time on the ball. So Comets, knowing him, should be wary of that, and shouldn't allow him too much time on the ball when he's on it. But for 18 years of age and first season of first team football, I think he can provide that spark that Beograd need, including Hussein off the bench. Of course, that's a luxury to have off the bench, I think, in this league.
Well, you just said before that Palacios is Nian Kuru-like, and right on cue, he made one of those sorts of runs that Nian Kuru really likes to make through the middle, gathering possession there and just presenting as a bit of an inside option. And yeah, it's a fair bit of pace late for the FK Beograd. Give Comets something interesting to deal with as they try to chase down that goal, which has eluded them so far this afternoon. Konstantopoulos goes back to none. Goes to Hussein. And now he goes to Harrington. Falco not quite able to keep it in. Got a full-time result to share with you and possibly another one in a moment. So all wrapped up at Regency Park. 2-2 the final result between Croydon FC and Campbelltown. Campbelltown having to do it with 10 men in the end. So looks like Croydon got the late equaliser in that fixture. The 92nd minute it was to save a point out of that one. And we're 4 minutes past 90 at the moment with Adelaide City still leading West Torrens Bacalla. So possible ladder defining match that one. And in fact, with all 3 points, Adelaide City will go right to the top of the ladder. And it'll probably be the first time they're sitting at the top of the ladder this year, I dare say, for Adelaide City. Sturtline still leading Adelaide United Youth 3-1 and all tied up between Para Hills and Playford City. Last time we checked that, it was 2 goals ago. They've not scored one since then. Here's Hussein. Toriani goes back to Woodlands. Giannakopoulos happy to let that go out for a goal kick. Looks like we might be having another change for Comets in a moment. Could be Marco Guerrera that comes on. Another player that was on the move late in the season. Having come over from Para Hills. Three goals he scored for Para Hills this year. He was the Golden Boot winner for Port Adelaide last year. Regis blows the whistle and looks like it'll be a free kick just outside the 18-yard box and a yellow card as well. Did you catch who the yellow card went to?
Park. Just got on the wrong side of him, and fortunately, that's very close to inside the box.
Yeah, they just got past him, and Park had to be decisive there. And yeah, maybe he chose the lesser of all evils, just taking him down outside the 18-yard box. So Constantopoulos has been doing the business from the spot all afternoon, yet to convert. We said early in the game it might come down to a set piece, so they'll try to do something from here. Toriani, Nunn, Baselli and Hussein all floating around maybe 10 yards out from goal. And it ends up going wide of it. Some spirited conversation happening at the moment. Are you catching what that's about? I think it might be around the time taken for the goal kick, potentially.
Yeah, there's a few spirited conversations going on at once in a few different locations.
I can't really catch what it's all about, but everyone's got something to say at the moment.
Yeah.
Luic to Mavropanos, who finds Giannakopoulos. Palacis working to win it back. Eventually does, and now he'll have a shot on here. Denied though by Giannakopoulos, who puts that out of play. He said he was one to watch earlier today, and he's been a little bit of a live wire. We've had him on the near side for the second half and seen his involvement. FK Beograd, or Comets rather, throwing now. Toriani trying to shake it clear of Spadavecchia, but play continues. Carlton The ball over the top, searching for Thomas, but Woodlands is there to put the loose ball, bring it back the other way. Konstantopoulos now. He backed his footwork, but eventually he's dispossessed. And speaking of spirited conversations, he's ready to engage in one. Still on the attack though, FK Beograd. Niankuru goes back to Toriani. Harrington finds Falco. Goes out of play via Spadavecchia. And we've been teasing it ever since half-time, but Marco Carrera now coming on in the 71st minute. Harry Thomas can consider that a shift well done. Still 1-0 the way of Adelaide Comets, so although I guess the temperature on pitch, I say that figuratively, not literally, because it's freezing at the moment. But
yeah, that wind's got a chill to it.
Yeah, the intensity has risen, and it's just a little bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. Passes with a header to it. Eventually cleared by Luic. He had a bit of a tough job of it there with a bobbling ball. He's none. They deal with it initially, Comets, and eventually clear, but Niankuru's there to play it back to Woodlands. Harrington. Unfortunate slip that time for Spadavecchia, but Marilyn Vardos roots it out of danger.
Spadavecchia and Palacios, two former teammates. They actually were telling me before they won the cup together as a double pivot and won the league together back in under-16s. And now opposite sides to each other.
Now look at them.
Yeah.
I like it when friends compete with that, though, like that.
Yeah, 100%. On the pitch is on the pitch. Off the pitch, you can be all friendly if you want. On the pitch is all about winning and getting those 3 points.
Just kept in by Falco. It looked like it was out, but it was kept in play, and actually Oxenham dives on it. It's just been fascinating over the last 5-10 minutes. It's really just been all over the place a little bit. It's been an arm wrestle, no real general. I mean, it's been spending a lot of time in FK Beograd's attacking half of that last little bit, but it just seems to be everywhere.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit more in control, but I can't really say they're controlling the ball too much. It's a lot of long balls, win the second ball at the moment. Wouldn't mind seeing them actually plan it around a little bit more, because they definitely got the quality to do it.
And still just lacking those clean-cut opportunities, aren't they?
Yeah.
Woodlands deals with that. And on the flip side, although Comets do look dangerous on the counter, don't they?
Yeah, they definitely do. They showed it earlier in the half. They had two great opportunities that at least one of them needed to go in to give them a little bit more security. So now they're really in a dogfight, but as long as they don't sit back too deep and allow Beograd to keep attacking and keep getting closer and closer to the goal every attack, you never know.
Just looking at the ladder at the moment, one result which will concern FK Beograd a little bit is the one at the paddocks between Para Hills and Playford. Playford have hit the front in that one, so they're just under FK Beograd, or were at the start of this match, but if they get the win and FK Beograd fail to get points, Playford will jump back into fourth. Headed out by Toriani, and now Baselli. There's a call for handball. Here's Hussein. Konstantopoulos has to track back, but Niankuru now, he may have a shot. Mavrlin Bardos again
Tracking all the way back.
He's had quite the half so far, I think. Economopoulos finds Spadavecchia. Back to Giannakopoulos. Just to go back to that point on the ladder, Croydon currently sit in 6th after sharing points with Campbelltown. So Sturt Lions in 7th at the moment with Adelaide United Youth. I guess they're not completely out of the conversation for that top 6 finish.
It's good to see the competitiveness in all of the places, for the top place, for the finals, for relegation. Nothing's been kind of wrapped up yet outside of Para Hills, obviously, but it's good signs for the league for it to be competitive.
That's a good point, actually, because last year I guess we did have a little bit of a battle for the top 6. We had relegation battle came down to the last day when Para Hills managed to stay afloat with that late equaliser against Metro Stars, but the top was decided. But you're dead right. We've got a top 3 battle. We've got an edge of the top 6 battle starting to form now. And, Comets with 3 points today. Should they hold on, that'll make the conversation very interesting with the likes of West Adelaide. Be interesting if it comes between West Adelaide and Comets, isn't it? They're two, I don't know, they're almost like cousin clubs, aren't they?
Yeah, basically.
Nunn calling his players up. He'll try just land this on the edge of the 18-yard box. Hussein's just trying to shake a player and goes to ground. Is that Vatnos he was grappling with?
Yeah, good battle between them two, but never going to win the free kick that way. You're going to, again, Beograd just going a bit long ball type football instead of trying to actually create the opening.
It seems since those couple of changes that they made, I think FK Beograd are maybe dominating the midfield a little bit more than they were, but it doesn't seem to be converting to real chances.
No, they've definitely got more energy now with that double change, but like you said, not really converting to chances at the moment. We'll see as the game goes on, but it's getting later and later, isn't it? So
it is, but then again, that late one in the second half came very, very late too, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see something dramatic happen in the closing stages. Centred, but only to the hands of Woodlands by Economopoulos. Back underway quickly, and Vaselli goes to Atkinson.
Lombardos there again. seems to be covering every blade of grass twice. So definitely trying to drive this team forward to the 3 points.
Is the captain's armband giving him superpowers or something?
Must have taken the energy off of Irabona.
Yeah. Change from FK Beograd, and Zach Kosic comes on. I didn't catch the play coming off though. Did you see who it was?
I think it was Falco, actually.
Falco.
Yeah, because the captain's armband now has gone to Baselli.
That one's doing the rounds today, isn't it? It's called Natsiopoulos, the Falco to Baselli. 3 very senior players there. They can share the responsibility, I guess.
Oh, definitely.
Woodlands taking his time a little bit more on this occasion. Eventually goes to Toriani. Switches to Harrington. Konstantopoulos now as Spadavecchia stalks.
Come on!
Here's Baselli. He might have to employ some creativity here. Does to beat the first player, although Giannakopoulos says you shall not pass. This place for FK Beograd just gathering at the far end of the 6-yard box this time. Hussein has picked the spot next to Oxenham. Konstantopoulos will centre it again. the sun in his eyes on that occasion. Knocks in hand, but he parried it away. Now it's Comets back on the bounce. Mavrolambardos slip may eventually favour Economopoulos, but he was covered in the end. Now all of a sudden Mavrolambardos has appeared in the middle of the pitch.
Oh, that's a big challenge from Baselli.
Yellow card's out already, but Regis Queflek had to look over his shoulder. An infuriated Economopoulos. The yellow card will eventually be shown. Baselli's been beckoned and showed the yellow card. He knew exactly what he was coming because he gave a thumbs up. Just having a look at that challenge. Ball from Spadavecchia to Giannakopoulos, and it was a very late slide in from Baselli in the end. Spirit interaction continues, and Regis Queflek just reminds everyone who's at the middle of the pitch. Bardos finds Economopoulos, centering header, and Guerrero winds up, and there was a touch on the ball, but didn't manage to do anything decisive with it. Now it's FK Beograd. Atkinson leading the counter. Here's Niakuru. Harrington goes to Toriani. Konstantopoulos. Back to Niakuru. Since Palacios has come on, it looks like Niakuru is just sitting back a little bit more and just anchoring that midfield.
Yeah, letting Palacios do more of the running. Fresh legs. Talking about him, here he is on the right wing.
Say his name and he shall appear, and he gets past Giannakopoulos. Like maybe an unplanned extra touch there that just put him off balance to hit it off his left, and it eventually goes wide. Fair to say he's made an impact though since he's come on.
100%. He's, like we said, he's brought that energy that they were probably lacking at the beginning of the first half. And in the middle, making those runs that Niakuru normally makes, and allows Niakuru to sit and do what he does and break up play and move the ball around. So
still though, this half just continues to tick over, and we haven't seen any real clear opportunities. Actually, I guess there were at the start.
At the start, not since Stromboli's hit the crossbar.
Yeah,
it's been a bit back to that first half cagey affair, just with more intensity.
Maybe he upset the football gods with the third miss from close range.
Yeah.
Spadavecchia just trying to get past Niakuru.
Toriani's got back well there, right in the nick of time. But he's copped a kick.
Yeah, was it a late trailing leg that he's copped there? Because
Spadavecchia went to shoot. He just put his foot in front to get the ball, and Spadavecchia's kicked his ankle instead of the ball. And
it was an awkward-looking hop there. Trainer comes on. Still getting some treatment there. It looks like. Hope it's nothing too bad.
Yeah, it must have been a painful one.
Mavrolambardos just taking a moment to get a well-earned sip of water.
Yeah, definitely well-earned. He's been absolutely everywhere. Been very good today, on and off the ball.
Harrington's just gestured to the bench. Meanwhile, subs being prepared, so that may be a day for Marco Toriani. So Jordan Lean looks to be coming on as Toriani hobbles off, and looks like he'll go straight to the change rooms potentially. He looks in a great deal of pain.
Yeah, he's struggling to put weight on it. Hopefully he'll be all right. Never a nice sight to see.
Yeah, not a heavy challenge, just a really unfortunate bit of contact there.
Looked very innocuous when it happened, so.
Spadavecchia.
He's onside.
Nkuru tracks back, and Woodlands is able to parry that to safety.
Just had to be a better cross there.
Luic now. Back to Hayes. Lombardos goes over the top. Giannakopoulos deals with a bit of a poor bounce, and Nunn actually clears off his head. Spadavecchia may take a swing. Eventually, a shot taken from Carlton.
Not a likely goal scorer in this game. Although he's playing higher than he normally plays. Normally plays as the deep-lying 6. So
that was a whole awkward-looking passage there, because it was a really unfortunate bounce that sort of changed the direction of the ball, and then he was waiting on the edge. And
yeah.
Anyway, after all that, could be a real chance here. Again, we went back to it a couple times, saying that it might be a set piece that ends up deciding this game, and this late corner could be big for Comets. Ends up going over the top of everyone, but Luic is there to play it back to Mavrolambardos.
Good to see Toriani walking back to the bench, but a lot better than when he was hobbling off.
Yeah, it seems like he's somewhat shaken that off, which is good news initially. Oxenham. Atkinson plays it back to Nunn. Atkinson again. He's got Baselli and Hussein as options. Eventually chooses Baselli. He spotted Konstantopoulos on the right-hand side, but didn't quite get there. The Nkuru's there in the middle, though, to receive.
Comets can't get stuck on their 18-yard box. They're going to have to push up when that ball gets cleared. They seem to be sitting on their 18-yard box a bit too long.
Eventually cleared, but you're absolutely right there. They've done all this hard work. They've put in a really good performance overall against FK Beograd, but it'd just be a huge dent if they conceded at this late stage. They still haven't got the luxury of any real buffer.
Got the young Comets army trying to spur them on behind that goal there.
It's good to see the Comets army. They haven't got the banner today. They left that at home.
Must have.
That only comes out every now and then, I've noticed.
The Friday night games mainly.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Another corner. Konstantopoulos. Yeah, they found their voice then, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely did. Not the corner that you want to produce quality like that in front of as a Beograd player.
Harrington won't get there to keep it in. And it will be Comets throwing. Going to tick over the 90 in a second on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Well, I thought we may get a little bit of bad weather this afternoon. That has evaded us, fortunately. I'm just looking at the hills there. It looks pretty dark over the place where Adelaide United and Sturt are probably still playing at the moment. It's been sunny at LJ Hooker Mile Sports Park this afternoon, thankfully for us.
I can definitely tell you it didn't look like that this morning. I was out here coaching, and it was definitely raining. So
Opportunistic ball falls to Economopoulos. Here's Guerrera. Only being the best chance for the considerable amount of time for Comets. Yeah,
both sides.
I was watching the weather forecast this morning. I noticed the forecasted rain stopped at about 1:30, which I thought, yep, cool, that suits me just fine.
Perfect.
Quick score check from elsewhere. 79th minute at Mount Barker, where Adelaide United Youth trail Sturt Lions 2-3. Full time at the Paddocks, where Para Hills, despite putting 2 past Playford, have ended up falling 4-2. And of course, earlier today, Adelaide City beating West Torrens Bacalla 1-0 to claim top spot. Still to come this afternoon. Metro Stars and West Adelaide. 7:15 kickoff at TK Shutter Reserve. Harrington goes to Constantopoulos. Centering ball, and
that was not far at all.
It's a little bit of a tricky one, and I wonder if maybe it was a little bit of a hard one to see come in for Comets, given the sun was in their eyes. They were looking right into it at that stage.
Yeah, but as we said before, Comets sitting really deep, welcoming the pressure. It's not a spot you want to be in for the last few minutes. You want that ball as far away from that goal. And that's the first real chance Beograd have created since that Trimboli chance.
Oxenham's just pushed the troops up. Park keeps it in. AFK Beograd coming forward again. Constantopoulos fails to control it.
Young Giannakopoulos are there again. Another good game for the young fella.
Cameron Hayes, the player, currently down. It's just about to talk about Giannakopoulos. So, second good outing from 2 NPL starts, which is good to see from him.
Definitely, he's definitely earned his chance. He's been one of the most consistent performers in the Comets reserves team probably over the past 2 seasons. So, really good to see him get his chance and take his chance as well, not just be given it. So.
All the players up for Comets again. Guru's the first to get his head to it. And does manage to get it under control as Luic slides in, wins it back. Does so cleanly. Real chance for Comets here. Takes the deflection from Nunn on the way in and potentially gets FK Beograd out of danger.
It's a great ball from Palacios. Set them off.
Now FK Beograd back on the attack. Park has a slip and Atkinson still has it. Centres it. There's Constantopoulos waiting.
Oh, that's the post. That's the second time. Second time this match is on the woodwork for Beograd.
Quickly put back into play, and Palacios goes to Hussein. Now Palacios will cross. Still bobbling off some heads, and Oxenham comes in to save it. Flag has gone up.
Yeah, and Constantopoulos, just as that ball came back in, just couldn't quite get back on side on time.
Well, just quick clock check. All of a sudden, we're almost 5 minutes into time added on, and there's a yellow card shown to Oxenham. I think some of the conversation earlier was about him not getting the move on.
Yeah.
He's probably happy to concede that one, given where we are in this match this afternoon and the fact that he'd be just eagerly waiting that final whistle. Spanovecchia. Harrington puts it out of play. Closely watching Regis Quiffelek at the moment to see if there's another watch check or getting the whistle ready. The crowd are whistling. I'm not sure if that's going to give him any encouragement.
He's definitely not one that you can encourage to do as you please. He will do as he pleases. So
Safe to say, probably one of the most experienced refs in SA.
Yeah.
Spanavecchia should get the cross off. But he just decides to dribble it in, keeps it in. Guerrero was the target, but goes all the way over the top to Atkinson. Now, FK Beograd are coming back the other way. The whistle hasn't been raised yet, so maybe a late chance for Beograd. Nian Karoo goes to Palacis. Harrington. Hussein. Well, won by Giannakopoulos. He continues to do well even late in this game. Mavrolambardos clears. Completely out of danger as Guerrero goes to ground. There's Lean. Hussein. Baselli plays it on to Atkinson. Will he get the cross off? No. It will be a corner though, and play continues.
6.5 into injury time. Well, the lawyer was asking for 10 before, so he might get his wish.
We're going to get close. The Comets just have to be really wary here. A couple of players go up and Oxenham dives for it. We're going to get another corner. Yes, we will. He's interesting. Konstantopoulos, he's not taking him now.
Maybe the Comets Army did their job.
Mavrolambardos now. Goes to ground.
Very intelligent play there from Mavrolambardos.
Got a helicopter that apparently wants to land in the middle of the pitch. There it is. We're not too far from the RAV, of course, but I've never actually had that happen here.
No. I've never had it come that low before, even during my sessions. So,
yeah, and you hear a fair bit. So
yeah,
there you go. Just making sure we're awake at this late stage. If this late action on the park isn't enough. Isaac Sesse just having a conversation with Joseph Pasensky, the assistant referee at the moment. He's pointing at the scoreboard. I'm sure he'd love to see this 1-0 result. Guerrero managed to get past one, not two, and there the final whistle comes. So this is a massive result for Adelaide Comets. 1-0. They took the chance late in that first half. All 3 points.
Yeah, now puts the pressure on West Adelaide tonight. They can't go and just take it easy against Metro. They're going to have to go out and try to get a result against Metro Stars to ensure their safety.
So the fight well and truly stays alive, which is a big result. Mentioned a couple of players during that stood out to us. Mavrolambardos really stepped up in the second half, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. He took that armband from Irabona and kind of looked like he took his energy as well. Like we were saying, he was all over, really driving the team forward, and watching him walk to give handshakes to everyone. He's struggling a little bit. He's definitely left everything out there and done what he can to drive his team forward to the 3 points.
Mentioned Palacis came off the bench as well and tried to make a bit of an impact. He showed some energy and tried to create a little bit of spark, but overall, happy with his performance?
Yeah, he did well. He did well when he came on. Exactly what we expected from him, that energy, that dynamism, the runs deep from midfield through the number 10 spots or out wide, and even displayed his passing range. Nice big diagonal ball, which I'm pretty sure that's the one that led to Konstantopoulos' header off the post. So, he did very well coming off the bench, and it just goes to show when you trust your youth, like Deloya has this season, they can repay you what you want.
Well, big for Comets to get back in the winning column after 3 consecutive losses, but even more so to put themselves within 3 points of West Adelaide, who, as you said, going to tonight's match against Metro Stars as the underdog. So big result here at LJ Hooker Myland Sports Park. Andrew, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me. I enjoyed my time.
Hopefully we can get you on again before the end of the season.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of the night. We'll catch you soon.
Take care, everyone.
still going to get good news.
Muay Thai. Owen did boxing. Yeah, I did boxing when I was younger. I did karate and boxing.